So there I was, looking at myself in the mirror, and I had just decided to start my own company. My wife and my income had dropped by about 40% because I had just lost my job. I even had to dip into my retirement in order to restructure my bills to allow me to stay at home. Up until this point, we really had only been focused on paying the bills every single week. We kind of lived to keep up with the Joneses, YOLOing away our money to make certain that we got the next dopamine hit from the next purchase that we made. After reading the book Debt the Last 5,000 Years, I had come to realize that money was nothing more than an exchange of human debt and time. And I decided it was high time for us to take a look at our lives and to rethink the way we thought about time and money. Hello. I'm Andrew and welcome to the Dad Manual. This is my attempt as a dad, and only a dad, to talk about the 7 changes that I made in order to change my financial mindset. So the first thing I did was every single day I got up, I started to make my bed. As Admiral William McRaven will tell you in his book, Make Your Bed, Little Things That'll Change Your Life, you find out that making your bed is something that's a simple task and gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's one of the reasons why the military teaches you it so early in basic training, is to get you a sense of discipline and also get you off on the right foot for the day. It's not about just throwing it together, it's about doing it right and actually having your first win of the day. So the second thing I did was I stopped focusing on sales and I started focusing only on what I needed to purchase. I did this really for 2 reasons. The first was it seemed to me that everything went on sale eventually. And if I just missed it now on sale, it would eventually come back on sale again. The second reason was I have yet to meet a single person who goes out and buys clothing or food or whatever on sale and somehow comes home with more money than what they left with. In the end, the sale was nothing more than just a marketing ploy to get me to spend money. And if I didn't have to spend money, I needed to change my mindset so that way I wouldn't spend the money. So the third thing I started to do is practice something I like to call tidy minimalism. My wife and I got this idea when we watch a Netflix show by Marie Kondo. Basically, the idea goes that you get rid of all of the extra items in your life and you donate them so that way somebody else can get more use. I don't go walking around the house hugging things and telling it thank you before I get rid of it. However, having an area that's open, free, and clear is very liberating, and it does change your mindset. The fourth step of the process that we found was actually starting to clean the house once a week from top to bottom. This is actually huge, and it's surprising to me how wealthy you start to feel when you have a clean house and less items. Your life just feels like you're in control and it feels like it's put together. The fifth thing that I did is I started to learn how to cook. I don't know if you've ever seen that YouTube channel where you have the level 1 chef, the level 2 home chef, the level 3 professional chef, and the level 4 food scientist, and they explain all the differences between the way that they cook. I'll leave a description of that in below. But I found myself starting between boiling a hot dog and being a home cook. What I found is cooking was not only enjoyable, but it was actually very easy. And it was extremely cheap, which is something I had never considered before. It's one of those things I always thought it was easier to get up, go out, go pick up the food, and come back home. The difference is when you do that, you've got prep time to get ready. You've got the drive time to get there. After you get there, you got the wait time to get your food. Then you go ahead and you're sitting in somebody else's place to go ahead and eat it. You got your drive time coming back. And all of that money that you spent on that above and beyond the food is money that you now have to go work for and exchange your time for later. The sixth thing I did was I put a lot of focus on reading and learning. I listened to a lot of books on Audible or via the free online program that my local library offers. I used to joke around at work that my job wasn't to be the smartest person in the room, and if I was, everybody around me was screwed. The truth is, successful people who have found financial independence not only understand this, but still seek out consistent information. They're constantly reading and they're constantly trying to educate themselves. This doesn't mean I spend all my time studying astrophysics and quantum mechanics. Instead, it gives me a healthy appreciation of how much there is to physically learn out there in the world. It helps me mitigate, in my own mind, something called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The second thing it does is it also helps keep curiosity sparked in not only me, but my kids. Going out stargazing, walking through nature, even planting a garden can help spark an optimism about the world that keeps us young. So the seventh or final thing that I started to do was build routines and set up plans for open pockets of time in my life. The major reason for this is I would find myself getting caught on Netflix, being more apt to just eat junk food, and being ready to go out and shop and find some other style of dopamine hit. For an example here, when my kids stay home in the summer, we try to have a pretty set and standard routine. For example, we'll wake up at 7 o'clock, have breakfast by 8:30, make certain they get some workbook work done, and then afterwards we like to go around Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan, or Eastern Indiana and do something for a couple 2-3 hours. The idea here is take advantage of the area actually through nature, through museums, through resources that are free and abundant, and feel like we're going on mini vacations throughout the time. This is huge because we can get everything done by noon, come back, have lunch, and I can still send them out to play with all of their friends. But it constantly keeps you busy. It constantly keeps you thinking of fresh new ideas. When I looked around Northwest Ohio for different ideas, I found that there were more ideas than I could accomplish if I did something every single day throughout the summer with my kids. When we get to weekends, the only major thing that we plan on making certain that the house is clean on that Saturday, and then come Saturday in the afternoon / Sunday, we like to go ahead and plan activities with families and friends. This keeps us busy, keeps us motivated, keeps us from sitting in front of Netflix, just binging our lives away, being lazy and wanting to order takeout. My advice here is not to overthink it. Simpler is better. One of the things that you'll find is your area has a ton of stuff and often for free. Take advantage of it. Make certain that you're not spending a bunch of money to go out and do these activities. There's no reason that you have to feel like you have to go on vacation just to have an experience. The goal is to make certain that time isn't so overwhelming. Well, that about wraps up today's episode. What I want to know, though, is if you have any tips that helped you change your financial mindset. Tell me about them in the comments below. And thanks for joining me today. And if you haven't done so already, please give me a thumbs up as it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until next time, I'm Andrew Sherman. This is the Dad Manual. And always remember, failure isn't bad. Failure to try and learn is. Have a good one.